call upon Mike Borchard to help me with that thought. He went up on the, with the roof repair. You went up on the roof and looked at the roof.
Got a question on that.
It needs a little maintenance up, doesn't it?
It was last summer that, I had a contractor that I'm familiar with come over and we did a survey of the roofs, the flat rubber roofs from this end, including the fire department. Now, they didn't charge for that. I have extensive background in commercial roofing, all different types and blah, blah, all that stuff. I've installed them for years, and so I know more about it than most people. What we gave some preliminary numbers to Chris for repairs. The roof for the town hall here, which goes up to a firewall for the fire department, is in the worst shape, let's put it that way. It's tapered insulation that goes probably from 3 inches up to 10 inches on the east side, and it's multiple roofs that have installed over the years. So it would be an extensive tear off down to the metal deck if the roof was to be replaced. Now, it's not leaking at this time, and there are repairs that just we call maintenance repairs that you can do for the flashings around the perimeter, penetrations that go through the roof, and other small areas that are questionable. And what makes it easy on this roof is what we call a smooth surface roof. The rubber's fully adhered, so you don't have any rocks on there. The rubber is cleanable and repairable. And I don't think we had, what was there, $3,000 maybe for that or something like that?
Yeah, the whole.
For this, just for the
Yeah, I don't remember. what
town
this-
hall
Yeah.
and up to the firewall for the fire department. So it wasn't a lot of money, and it's well worth it if you can keep the integrity of the roof intact. Otherwise, if you're tearing this all off and replacing it with another fully adhered rubber roof, you're probably looking at $100,000 for this area, because there's so much to tear off. And that's putting the tapered insulation system back on, because the east side would be the high point, the west side is where the gutter is. The structural part of the building is flat, so there's where the need for the tapered insulation comes in to make the water run to the gutter. Then you're talking about replacing metal coping, gutters and all that stuff, because there's really no way to really save it when you're tearing a roof off that old. In the fire department, we broke down into a couple of different sections there, because there's different areas. I think the first area next to this building is also fully adhered. That's in much better shape, and that one, there again too, some maintenance needs to be done. And there is a section that is fully adhered, but then it goes to what we call a ballasted roof with the number 2 stone on it. And at the time, the manufacturer required they separate the 2 roof systems with these cinder blocks. Well, those cinder blocks are totally just pulverized up there. That whole area from west to east, probably about 3-4 feet wide, needs to be cleaned up and just get rid of the garbage up there. And you really don't need to put any blocks back in there, because the water's pitching to the north anyways. So there's minimal repairs that needs to be done on those roofs. And the ballasted one with the gravel one, those are always the hardest to repair because the rubber gets dirty. But there again, we've got it's all structurally pitched over there. And if you get to the point where you want to replace it, we do what we call a reskin. You remove all the flashings, you peel the existing rubber roof off, and the middle section is glued down to 1/2-inch hardboard. So you're gonna destroy that, but the rest of the insulation, which is up there, can remain intact. You put down a new layer of hardboard, That gets screwed down, you use 4x8 sheets, so there's 16 fasteners per sheet, which gives you, 1 every 2 square feet. It's an I-90 rating, and then you can fully adhere the rubber to that again. The ballasted section, if that would need to be done down in the future, suck the gravel off. Company comes with a large vacuum, just get rid of the gravel. The rubber will come right off, put down a layer of 1/2-inch hardboard, and fully adhere a new rubber roof on there. So your costs for re-roofing those sections over there are much, much less than with this. My recommendation right now is just to get a contractor in here and, like I did before, and they'll go through and do a T&M and just get the basic repairs done for your flashings, for walls and penetrations. You're gonna get a lot of life out of those roofs yet, especially on the fire department.
So have you got any idea what it's gonna cost to do
Yeah,
that?
I do.
Oh, you
For-
do?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's about $6,000 for the whole, all 3 roof sections.
For the repairs.
Yeah, for the repairs,
Right.
yeah.
So, which I think is quite reasonable. I worked with the contractor, we literally cut all the samples, we took some photographs, he made some preliminary, just some rough notes, because they weren't charging us, and gave Chris some, rough numbers. Now, that was last year, so those numbers are probably gonna go up a little bit, but
Okay, so the policy decision for the board is we want to, request proposals from repair companies to do this work.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah,
And how
if
many
you
pro-
need to, I mean, I don't even know if you need to put it out for bids for that amount of money or not.
No, you wouldn't have to if it was only $6,000.
Okay, but how many bids do the people want?
Right.
3? You wanted her to get 3 proposals?
Is there enough companies out there that do that business?
Sure.
Okay,
I'm very familiar with all the different companies out there, and
Okay.
they are very familiar with me, because I've been doing this, I got started in, early 80s. So I still have a lot of contacts out there. There's several good roofing companies, Langer Roofing, I know Mark Langer, he's the president, we go back way then, for many, many years. Trans Roofing is still in business, they're familiar with me, and I know people over there also, so I could definitely contact them. Come
Alright,
over
so
here,
is that
give
the
them
consensus?
recommendations.
Get it and get 3 proposals?
Three proposals.
Okay.
you want it with the
And
March?
that's not within our budget, so we're gonna take that
That's
out of
gonna
the
be-
790,000 we've got potentially.
Now, I'd have to write up some kind of a spec sheet for them to go by, to give them an idea what we're looking for.
Well, you just described it all, right? I mean, Mike, what you're talking about here, what you want them to do?
Right.
Yeah, I would think that would be sufficient, right?
You know, you don't need to get a roof consultant in here and that, I mean, I've done roof inspections on entire shopping malls throughout the country and did consultations for architects and engineers and everything else, so I'm quite well qualified for that.
Okay.
Yep,
So, Mike, so in your eyes, if we do this repairs, it'll last us a while?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Rubber roofs are, as long as the rubber itself is got integrity and it's not coming apart, obviously we haven't had leaks here for years.
Just in the fire hose?
But your susceptible areas, your flashings, where your walls are, the gutter, roof penetrations, those are the areas we're gonna have a leak from.
Yep. Thanks.
So and then to
Okay.
clean up the mess that's on from the fully adhered roof to the ballast one, cause that's, all it is like gravel up there, and there's a potential for putting holes in the roof there.
Sure.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Right.
And then funding options, I think we've answered all of them, other than obviously the village campus needs would have to be a borrowing. We didn't mention that, but all the rest of them now, you've said the repair is coming out of the $3 million borrowing. Okay, so the $3 million borrowing is 1, 2, and 3 of the roads, the roof, remainderment for black slag, if needed, as needed. If that much is needed, we'll review that after you get the numbers from Janelle and the roof.
On the road topic, we've got this bridge Big Ben
Oh.
Road Bridge, we skipped over that, it's in our packet stuff here. Is that, I don't know these things, I've never seen one of these before, so is this something that we have to be, that road looks like crap in the picture, so. We need to be
That was-
adding that to the list of things this year that we gotta figure out.
It's not on the agenda.
Technically, it's not,
It
We
hasn't
don't
gotten
have-
bad enough.
technically, we don't have to repair it yet because it hasn't been scored low enough, but
That's not what they said in their report.
I wanted it on your radar that we are going to have to look at that in the near future.
Did you read their report?
Yeah, and they keep scoring it high enough that we don't qualify for any kind of grant funding for it.
I just read the inspector's remarks on here.
Yep.
It didn't sound like they scored this very high at all.
Yeah, I had Chris Janelli look at it, and he said, right now, there's, and is there a,
Well, do we have a letter from Chris Janelli to that effect? I mean, I know this isn't on the agenda, but
Let me look at my,
even in the picture on the front, it looks like it's falling apart.
Right.
yeah,
And the subsequent pictures too.
it has for years.
It hasn't looked like that for 10 years at least.
They go out.
So it's not in good shape.
No, I don't think so, but
And
that's.
they keep telling us it's good enough.
Who does?
The DOT,
This is their report, right here.
I know, and then the DOT looks at it, and when the last time they looked at it, they determined that, oh, that really wasn't right, and they gave it a different score.
So is it worse now than it was before?
It's not getting better.
I was gonna say,
Get
it'll
that.
get better.
Well, I mean, the final score, was that less than what was given to us before?
I don't know what it was before, I didn't look.
Well, the pictures are horrid out here. That picture of 11, it's like with a guardrail, it's not even,
There's
there's
a,
not any
um,
concrete on it.
There is a sheet from Chris Janelli that looks like this, that he emailed over, and, I just put it on paper form, that says it
I
was
think it's gonna
about,
need attention.
Yeah.
about
That's my
500,000.
Collins Engineering does our bridge inspection.
Right.
I don't know if that's who you got the report, so.
Not here, this is a
The
DOT
only thing
report.
that Janelli looked into was as far as getting a grant for it.
He said we don't qualify, because,
We don't qualify for a grant. It's
Yeah.
not saying that the bridge doesn't need some TLC, I mean,
Right.
I mean, Chris's report, he's not saying that this is in good shape.
well, no, I asked him what it would cost to replace it, and then I sent him over this, inspection report was done by Mark Stern from Collins
So he
Engineering.
looked into different options, box culverts, steel culverts, we can't do steel, cause you can't get enough cover over, it. You'd have to go probably with a concrete box culvert of some sort, or bridge piers or whatever.
461,000.
Yep,
Correct.
just something to think about, keep in mind.
There goes your slag.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went to a
I'm
seminar
telling you,
on
most
bridges.
communities do not do bridges if they're not getting the 80-20 match
Right.
from the feds.
And we
And
have,
that's like throwing money away.
yep, and they.
And in all due respect, if they're telling you that it's a safe bridge,
Right.
it may look like garbage, but not particularly good, but to spend $400,000, if a year from now you're gonna get 80% of it from the feds.
That makes sense.
Chris has to apply for the LRIP grant, right, to get the 80-20, isn't that how that works?
No, it's through, it's not, what was the acronym?
LRIP?
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah, and,
I just,
We
I
don't
saw the packet,
qualify.
I didn't.
it doesn't
Yeah.
qualify, so we can't apply for the
Yeah,
fund.
just don't sit on the guardrail.
Did you get that in writing? So when somebody falls through?
I mean, you can spend $500,000 on it if you want.
No, but I'm just saying, we're gonna have to look at that in the future, just to keep.
Well, we're gonna have to look at it when they decide that the rating is bad
Rating
on
is
it, then
bad,
we're gonna do
right.
something, but
Yep,
at this point, like John says, why would
I
you do
didn't,
that? No.
right, I didn't know it was gonna cost that much, I had no
Oh, yeah.
idea. Everything costs a lot, so just something to.
All right, have we accomplished what we needed to accomplish for tonight?
I believe so.
Really good.
It needs to know what the rating is.
Yeah, I didn't
It
see that in
doesn't
the
really
report.
say.
So we'll put, do you want, cause Mr. Janelli will be here on the 14th, would you like that added to the agenda for the 14th to The bridge.
The bridge? Oh.
The bridge reading,
Is that,
yes.
is that the pleasure of the body?
Look at those bridge rating, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not, well, I don't know if Chris.
Collins has given us that in the past, I just don't recall.
But your engineer can explain it, yes.
But he also said it was in good shape.
Okay, okay.
Here.
Before.
Anybody got anything else you wanna discuss at this point? We just have to be ready for adjournment. We need a motion to adjourn. Yes, we do. I will move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.